It finally occurred, ladies and gentlemen. Tiny has formally filed for divorce following years of rumors, denials, and awkward public moments passed off as therapy. This time, it's proof rather than rumors. I am seen in what appears to be a private wedding ceremony with another woman in a leaked video. You read correctly, a completely new bride. Tiny is furious in addition to being depressed. How can you explain a man standing in a tuxedo and exchanging vows with someone who isn't his wife? How can you unintentionally find yourself on a Bahamas beach when a mysterious white woman says, "I do"? This was not an error. With a camera crew, it was treachery. The video went viral on the internet. Fans froze. Blogs went down. Additionally, the same individual who before claimed to be the King of the South recently had his throne overthrown by his own deeds. Tiny's attorneys began to speak. Jaguar Wright burst out laughing, and the gossip scene in Atlanta was obsessed. However, this was not your typical celebrity split. This was the public demise of an empire-building marriage. The narrative started softly. The entire internet was rocked by a digital earthquake that started with just a whisper and ended with a video. People went crazy when they saw the footage of T.I. standing next to another woman under dazzling tropical lights. There was no blurriness or poor quality in the video. It featured champagne, rose petals, and drone images in great 4K clarity. The person who leaked it didn't want to be noticed. They want devastation. Fans initially believed it might be an old music video, but the timing was eventually detected. July 28, 2024. Too recent. The bride was not small. She had long hair, was taller, and had a giggle that suggested she had been looking forward to today. And there he was, holding her hand as if she were his new queen and grinning more broadly than he had in years. After freezing, the internet erupted. "This must be a hoax," a few yelled. "AI is involved," others said. But an hour later, Jaguar Wright wrote that the truth always uploads itself. The internet was in disarray after that one post. In a matter of minutes, YouTubers, bloggers, and TikTok investigators were closely examining each frame. A premium resort in the Bahamas that had identified a special guest couple that same weekend was matched to the beach lights. Like everyone else, Tiny learned about it via her phone. A close friend claims that she was in the studio when her alerts began to spike. The buddy said that she believed someone had passed away. In a sense, her marriage was performed by someone. Silently, she left the studio. She filed for divorce in Fulton County Court the following morning, alleging irreconcilable differences, a courteous way of expressing, "I'm done pretending." The news was first reported by TMZ, and the headline went viral. After a startling video of Tiny Harris's covert wedding surfaced, she filed for divorce. From then on, things got worse. This was different than their previous marriage, which had withstood infidelity rumors, TV drama, and even investigations. There was video proof this time. That evening, Jaguar Wright went live while sipping tea, as if he had been anticipating this. He believed he could marry in harmony. "Please, boy. King's downfall as well," she chuckled. Later, insiders disclosed that the video was not intended to leak at all. A private videographer hired for personal use recorded it. But I now deleted Reddit post claims that I never paid the last invoice. And additionally, the video emerged online inexplicably after the editor failed to receive his payment. Divine karma or petty retaliation? It was lyrical in any case. There were two sides to the internet. Her comments were inundated with prayers and hearts from Team Tiny. I attempted to defend Team T.I. by claiming it was only a music shoot. But a second video that surfaced showed the bride murmuring, "Say I do, Clifford." The discussion came to an end. You can't fake your own name. Keisha Daniels, a former Grand Hustle PR manager who vanished from the public eye a year prior, is purportedly the lady in the video. Old pictures of her, silently grinning, while standing just behind T.I. on occasions, began to reappear. Tiny did before she stopped following her on Instagram. And Jaguar added more fuel to the flames just when you thought it couldn't get much worse. She asserted that the ring I gave the woman was the same one Tiny believed to be a birthday present. "It was bought him months ago in Dubai," Jaguar remarked. After Tiny's silence was more powerful than any interview. But it didn't last long. Tiny's attorneys worked quickly. She sought ownership over all joint assets, including footage from reality shows, royalties, podcast revenue, and more. Translation: she was defending her empire before it burned down alongside his. Atlanta noticed the change right away. When Tiny entered, the DJs stopped playing T.I. tracks. Partners began to ask T.I.'s to shows to be canceled. As of now, Tiny is using Fulton County Court solo and is done with attempting to repair and restore their marriage.
Separating themselves? This isn't gossip anymore, a producer said on a blog. Fallout is what this is. People continued to analyze the video in the interim. Some claimed it was a hoax. Every second, others believed. A hotel invoice under the alias Mr. and Mrs. H was even discovered. Fans were enraged by this point. One popular post stated, "We watched her love this man for decades, and he gave her a drone shot and a covert wedding in return." T.I. said nothing. No interviews, no posts. "Real ones don't fold" was his final caption. They change with time. Irony at its best. A weird audio message then appeared. A sobbing woman said, "He made me look stupid again." Although no one verified it, it sounded exactly like Small. By the end of the week, the hashtag #TinyDeservesBetter was trending all across the world. Celebrities expressed their opinions. Candy Beerus released an emoji of a broken heart. "See, that's why I stay out of folks' business," Cardi B wrote after reposting the story. However, the timing of this incident was just as significant as the cheating. Tiny, T.I., and I were just a few weeks away from starting a brand new reality show about legacy and healing. While attorneys draft subpoenas, that video is currently gathering dust. According to reports, I called Tiny several times, but she didn't pick up. She allegedly instructed friends, "Don't pick up if it wasn't my lawyer." When she saw the complete uncut 28-minute version of the wedding, it was the last straw. Laughter, vows, everything. At that point, she declared, "I'm done forever." Suddenly, "Done forever" became a worldwide catchphrase that was printed on t-shirts, used in captions, and developed into a movement. Because there are no quiet endings in Atlanta, they reverberate. After a week, there was more than simply talk on the internet. There was division. The other half were anticipating T.I.'s next move. The other half was anticipating Tiny's retaliation. The actual episode of their show had just started, even though the cameras had stopped rolling. What will happen next if this is only the first part? What if there were other weddings? Things were quite gloomy at that point. A second ceremony, a cover-up, and a money trail leading to something far more significant than love. It was no longer gossip when the next wave of the scandal struck. It became a national obsession. Words like secret ceremony and legal scandal were suddenly used by news outlets that had never discussed hip-hop. I eventually discovered the one thing that every famous person fears. Somewhere in Atlanta. While he was still alive, his career had already been destroyed by the internet. There was more than just heartache to Tiny's divorce. It was a war. She engaged one of the most formidable celebrity attorneys in the business, the same attorney responsible for some of the largest settlements in Hollywood. She wasn't pursuing money, according to reporters. Peace was what she sought. For her, that meant reclaiming everything that had ever upset her. Every action that T.I.'s crew took to put out the fire made matters worse. The leaked film was dubbed edited and fake by his PR, but specialists soon established its authenticity: location, audio, information, and more. Then the money trail appeared. Over $300,000 was spent over the wedding weekend through a fictitious company. Tiny did not say anything, yet her silence was more powerful than any words. Her brief posts, a Bible quote, a candle, and a broken ring went viral. Her admirers described her as powerful, elegant, and unstoppable. Meanwhile, T.I. attempted to explain himself in a video titled "My Truth," but it backfired when he claimed that Tiny knew everything. The internet took off. He was no longer seen as a man speaking the truth. He appeared to be a man fleeing from it. Everything just got worse after that. Because what actually happened wasn't the question. It concerned who had leaked it and what would happen next.